Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Time is April 2nd, 2000, the date is April 2nd, 2025. The time is 6:58 a.m. And we're back for Bajillion 136, y'all. 136. Thank you for stopping by. We're going to put some music on. We're going to put on that Bajillion track. And we're going to get back into it. All right. Hope you guys had a lovely night. Hope you slept well. Let me turn the music up just a little bit. Here, let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta feel it just a little bit. This is my son, my oldest son, Shaki. You can go to the description box if you want him to make a track for you. His email is shakistracks@gmail.com. Anyways, without further ado, let me take me a sip of coffee. I have my coffee, I have my water. You know, every morning I gotta have some fluidics. Oh goodness, I burped while I was sipping. Sorry. Let's get this train going down the track. All right. Some think it was the medicine that caused her to take a turn for the worse. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I changed that already. Did I not change that? I thought I changed that. Could have sworn I did. I think that's the right word. That has me a little bit, a little bit cautious here now. Wait a minute. Hey guys. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, man. I don't think the story saved yesterday, y'all. What the hell is going on here? I don't think it saved from yesterday, and that's. Anyways, let's keep on trucking. Let's see what's going on here. Maybe it did. All right. Some think it was the medicine that caused her to take a turn for the worse. Well, what once gave her enough vigor to perform now made her lethargic, too sleepy and worn out to function during the day. One prescription had to be countered by another, and a new prescription had to be countered by some other experimental pill or shot. Okay, that part there I do remember changing yesterday, so I'm good. This is good. It was saved, y'all. Saved by the motorcycle outside. Can y'all hear that? All right. I just want to say thank you to the other 2 people who watched my video yesterday. I had 3 views on the video yesterday. Hopefully soon I'll have 30. Yes, 30. 30. I can see it. And then hopefully a little bit after that I'll have 300. Yes, 300. Just like the movie, 300. After that, guess what? 3,000. 3000. 30,000. 3000. And so on. I'm trying to wake up, y'all. All right, let's go. Some think it was the medicine that caused her to take a turn for the worse. What once gave her enough vigor to perform now made her lethargic, too sleepy and worn out to function during the day. One prescription had to be countered by another, and the new prescription had to be countered by some experimental pill or shot. Oh, see, this part here, y'all, this is real. This is not fake. I'm not making this part up. This is my mom This is the type of stuff that she went through. She's been going through for the past 20 plus years, y'all. Going on 30 years. Going on 30 years. Yep. She's a tough woman. I gotta really, because that one just hit me just now. So every word I just said is true. This is not fiction. Okay, that part is not fiction. This is a fictional story, but some of the story is not fiction. Keep that in mind. Excuse me. Some think it was the medicine that caused her to take a turn for the worse. What once gave her enough vigor to perform now made her lethargic, too sleepy and worn out to function during the day. One prescription had to be countered by another, and a new prescription had to be countered by some other experimental pill or shot. Suge would oftentimes awaken at night to find his mother wandering aimlessly throughout the house. He, along with his mother and daughter, Penny, were constantly going back and forth trying to keep up with the latest cure for what? I don't even need to. Let me see. Okay, so he, along with his mother and daughter, Penny, were constantly going back and forth trying to keep up with the latest cure. Let's just say he and his daughter. We know his mother is the one who's Penny, we're gonna get to Penny, y'all. You know, people think Penny's a little slow or whatever on the spectrum, but Penny got it going on. Another thing about this story is Jacob is the main character. Jacob is the main character. He was the main character that day I started writing in 1999. Let me see, June 1999 is when I started writing this story. Jacob was and still is the main character, and I started writing this story in Phoenix, Arizona, in a little roach-infested apartment. I think I was about 22, 23 years old. I was about 23, and this story came to me as I laid on the floor. I didn't have a bed. I didn't have any furniture, not even a chair. I would lay on the floor on my clothes or my duffel bag. That was the mattress, and I would write. Okay. He and his daughter Penny were constantly going back and forth trying to keep up with the latest cure for what was thought to be severe depression. Though he was there at the party, having a moderately good time, his thoughts were on her. His thoughts were on Miss Martha Louise. His thoughts were on, right, on his mother. And I gotta say, my brother is probably, if I had to make a comparison of the person who is taking care of my mom the most, more than anybody else, it would be my brother, not me. I go over, but I don't live in the house with her. Shout out to my brother, Rodney. He's going through a lot. After him would probably be my sister. She takes care of my aunt as well. So anyways, though he was there at the party having a moderately good time, his thoughts were on his mother, and now a troubled son who'd come back in town for the worst of reasons. There was also his daughter-in-law, a woman who never saw her life turning out the way it did. Left with 2 children, she could not have predicted the spinning meteor of manipulation that came from a man she still adored. Damn, that's good writing. What no one knew that night is that things were about to take a turn for the very worst. Oh, this is where I changed. So now I got worse twice. That's why I thought, see, turn for the worse right here. See, writers do this. Writers, sometimes we repeat the same thing in the same damn chapter or the same paragraph sometimes. You know, turn for the worse there, turn for the worse here. All right. Let's see how I can fix that. What no one knew that night is that things was okay. What no one knew that night is that things things are about to take a turn for the very worst. No one but the spirit thing. Okay. What no one knew that night is that things how do I word this? What no one knew that night is that things were about to take a turn. Let's go back up to Miss Martha Louise. Some think it was the medicine that caused her to take a turn. Some think it was the medicine that caused her to, let's see, some think it was the medicine that caused her condition to worsen. Caused her condition to worsen. I'm looking for the right phrasing there, but that caused her mental decline. That caused her mental decline. Some think it was the medicine that caused her mental decline. Well, she's old. She's pretty old, y'all. She's 100 and some years old. Some think it was the medicine that caused that had been causing her rapid mental decline. There we go. Some think it was the medicine that had been some thought. Some think. No. Some thought it was the medicine that had been causing her rapid mental decline. Some thought it was the medicine that had been causing her rapid decline. Okay. All right, so let's go back down here. What no one knew that night is that things were about to take a turn for the very worst. No one but the spirit thing. The one now there at the picnic table, invisible to the naked eye, but so present and patiently sitting by Jacob's side. Yes, Jacob, it was there next. Yes, Jacob, it it was there next to Jacob, refusing to move. Excuse me. Who's it refusing? Okay. Yes, Jacob. Who's it refusing? Gotta be refusing somebody too. Anyways, are you sure? Asked Hank as he took a sip of his wife's lemonade. Yeah, this is it. I know my stuff, Hank. Asked Henry. I know my stuff, Hank. Suge replied. Hell, just look around, he added, motioning his mouth to get a better taste. Licking his lips while motioning his mouth. Okay. Licking his lips while motioning his mouth to get a better taste. Henry did take a look at those. Henry began scanning the room, watching those at the celebration, surveying those. You see what I'm saying? This is why there's a feel. Surveying those at the celebration. As the taste grew more familiar, what he was noticing convinced him what he was seeing what he saw within seconds, what he saw in those few seconds. Was enough to convince him that the drink in the punch bowl was for sure. For sure? Is that one? No. Was for sure mixed with the concoction Suge had made for his son to take back to New Jersey. As the music and lights continued, he saw without doubt evidence that solidified. He saw without a doubt evidence Suge's claim. While one of the worldliest songs played, Mr. and Mrs. Albertson were dancing along on beat. As though they were in their early 20s. At their first freaknik. I'm gonna fix that now. Well, it's a lot of things I gotta fix. Okay. I gotta go over this again. Excuse me. As though they'd heard and danced to the song hundreds of times. Okay. As the music and lights continued, he saw without doubt, without a doubt, without doubt, without a doubt. He saw without a doubt. He saw without a doubt evidence of Suge's claim. Evidence of Suge's claim. Of Suge's claim. While one of the worldliest songs, while one of the world's most worldliest songs, while one of the world's most worldliest songs played, while one of the world's while one of the world's most worldliest. I want to keep that there, but according to Word, it's not right. He saw without a doubt. Oh, comma. Let me see what that suggestion is right here. He saw without doubt evidence. Put a comma. He saw without a doubt. Excuse me. He saw without a doubt evidence of Suge's claim. While one of the world's most worldly songs While one of the world's most worldly songs played, Mr. and Mrs. Albertson were dancing along on beat as though they were there, as though they were in their early 20s at their first picnic. Juveniles Back That Thing Up was the song. As though they'd heard and danced to the song hundreds of times in private. It was as though it looked as though they heard and danced to the song hundreds of times. In private, Mrs. Albertson was following Juvenile's instructions to back that thing up. She had a pin caught back in that thing up until she couldn't. In private, it looked as though they'd heard and danced to the song hundreds of times in private. Having her husband pinned in a corner, Having her husband pinned in a corner, Mrs. Albertson was following juvenile's instructions to a T. She was backing that thing up until she couldn't back it up any further. Until she couldn't back it up any further. Until she couldn't back up any further. Aside to those two having the time of their lives, Suge and Henry were having trouble concentrating on the conversation, trying to figure out how the substance was added to the bowl. Suddenly, Lupe walked over to the two men. "Hey guys," he said with an uncanny smile. "Is this..." He pointed to his cup. The man pointed to his cup. "Yeah, we think so," Henry confirmed. "Great idea," he said. Before pulling Maria on the dance floor, the two danced. They were way next to her. Oh, let me see. "Great idea," he said. Before. Should she still be pregnant? Or is she pregnant? He said before pulling Maria on the dance floor. Together, the two danced their way next to the Albertsons and seemed to challenge the religious couple to a back that thing up contest. Someone turned the music up louder, and the party took off like... Wow. Okay, I'm gonna make this party lit now. This party's lit. Excuse me. All right. Before long, someone turned the music up louder and the party took off like it. Oh, let me see. I got it. Craig Mack verse took off like a Amos missile. I gotta see his. I actually asked Craig Mack this question. I don't know if you guys realize, but let me just look it up. And he told me what it meant. Let me see. Craig Mack. God rest his soul too, man. Yeah, for y'all that don't know, I used to go and sit down and speak with Craig Mack for hours at the high school, Woodland High School. Flavor in your ear lyrics. Okay. I'm about to pause it for a second. Y'all hold tight. Okay, MX missile is what the word. I gotta actually look that up though to make sure. Let me MX missile. MX missile. MX missile. Excuse me. Okay. The MX, officially known as the LGM-110 Peacekeeper, was a MI-capable intercontinental ballistic missile developed by the United States from 1986 to carrying 10 warheads. Okay, so MX missile, that's the word. He told me. I guess that was a big thing back in the day. I don't remember. All right. So that's the word I'm looking for. Wait a minute. MX missile. Before long, I might change that. Might be something that everybody can relate to, but that's the according to these lyrics here that I'm looking at. Okay, I'll read them to you. Everybody let's agree that MCs need a tissue. The funk's my only issue. I bet your mama miss you, and I bet Mac take off like an MX missile. I asked him at the time, and he said, yeah, that was a missile back in the day that he used to talk about on the news all the time. All right, before long, someone turned the music up louder and the party took off like an MX missile, like an MX missile. So that's like a tribute to Craig Mack. I think I'm gonna leave it. And like I said, I used to sit down and talk to the guy, and I think he had genius in him, or maybe he was a genius. And I say that because when I came, the first time I met Craig Mack, he was in the classroom sitting down. He worked with the special needs kids. And the little boy that he was working with that day, I think his name was Stanley. Yeah, his name was definitely Stanley. I remember that. And Stanley was well dressed, but Stanley wasn't. He didn't have he couldn't communicate. And I think he didn't want me to interfere with him in his Craig Mack time. So I sat down across the table from Stanley, and immediately Stanley started kicking me in my shin from underneath the table, trying to get me to leave. But Craig Mack I say he was genius because when I met him, he was coloring a Winnie the Pooh. It was a big picture of Winnie the Pooh. And I mean big. And he was coloring that thing, and I'm looking at it like, wow, I have never seen anybody color that good in my life. I'm talking perfect. It's perfect. It was beyond perfect. So I was like, how is he doing this? How is he making the Winnie the Pooh pop so well? And he was just talking to me while he was coloring. Yeah, that's my first time meeting Craig Mack, and we spoke a long time. That time I could not believe I was sitting there talking to Craig Mack. Bad boy, flavor in your ear, Biggie, Puffy. It was crazy. Anyways, it's been 33 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. We'll start it back up here tomorrow, and I'm gonna start it back off in the green again. So let's go ahead and go ahead and save it, and we're gonna wrap it up. Till next time, thank y'all for stopping by. Hit that like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Y'all be blessed. This is Anthony L. Kelly. I'm out.